What's up, and welcome to Daytime Talk After Dark. My name is Al Jackson, but that is unimportant. What is important is that I clearly startled Tory Shulman.
So sorry.
You're like a night watchman that got.
Also, I'm like, is your ring on? It was like one of the like
Oh,
as she's
you-
typing. I'm like, what?
Do you have your sound on?
Ever since I microwaved my phone, it
I-
goes off.
Stop. No, I have that video. Erica, you don't know about this?
It was in DVL. Michael Dean remembers.
I have a video of it, a full video.
Yeah, I microwaved my phone. Ever since that, my typing sound will come on and off and get louder or softer on its own.
Yeah. Oh, Erica
How is this
Cobb
the
joining the
first
show.
time I'm hearing about
You
this.
were you not there that day?
Apparently
Tori,
not.
Tori, why don't you walk us through this? And then
I just went to go microwave my little burrito, my Amy's, my organic. I'm trying to eat healthy, and I was in between commercial breaks, and I had my phone on me, and my phone went in the. I couldn't find my phone anywhere,
No, you put your don't remove
and I
yourself.
couldn't find
from
it. I couldn't find it anywhere, and then I look and I went, oh, and I run over, and the microwave is like. And I open it, and there's my hot ass phone.
Was it hot?
Yeah.
How long do you think it had been in there?
Like a minute 30.
You're lucky you didn't blow up the studio.
It was horrible. And so now the typing comes on kind of randomly. Like things just happen to it.
Well, that's what happens
That
when
is
you.
insane that it still works.
I know.
Can I just add to this about absent-mindedness because it's just coming
Can
to
it
mind.
top that?
No, but
Okay.
it just happened today as I was leaving
Oh.
to come to the studio. I go outside and there's only 2 cars parked in front of the house and one of them is on. And I look because that appears to be my husband's vehicle, but it can't be my husband's vehicle because my husband has been home for the past 45 minutes. But it was my husband's vehicle running, just running.
That's ominous.
So I call him and I'm like, hey, your car's on in front of our house. And we don't live in like a suburban, like quiet street.
You
We
live
live
with the people.
We
live
live
in a
with the
city.
people, okay? And his car was on. He was like, oh, I must not have noticed. Well, clearly not. And then also, he's like, well, I had my headphones on. Why are you driving with your headphones on? So there's more than one reason not to drive with your headphones on. And one of them is you might get out of your car while it's still running.
I did that in high school. I left the car on, got out, walked out. 8 hours later, I walked back. My car, the radio's on, the air conditioning's on, it's on, and I just had gotten out of the car and walked out.
That's what most people do in relationships.
It was so bad. And I looked around, I didn't want to see anybody, and I just got in and I drove off. That's called absent-minded.
Since this is a Friday show, I've led a life. I don't remember any of it until somebody says something that unlocks a memory. In college, everybody's got a roommate, so you can't, be with your girl alone.
You could say
Well, at least not your roommates, but mine.
Yes. Yes.
you could say sexy time.
Yeah, it was. It was like kind of more like 1950s make out rock.
You just wanted to kiss.
Yes, we were in Mississippi, and we were just. It was in my dad's old Honda Accord. He gave me to go to college. Driver's side door did not open, so when I would be in front of the cafeteria and there'd be girls out, and I can't. What I would do is I would pretend like I was cleaning out my car. So, like, I would have a bag of trash, like, oh, just cleaning out the passenger seat because I can't climb out like, hey, ladies. So I was in that car. And me and my girl had been hanging out at Make Out Rock for about 2 hours, but lights were on, radio was on, heat was on. And when I go to turn the engine over, battery is dead.
And you're at Make Out Rock.
Make Out Rock in rural Mississippi. Rural. You got to roll those up. Rural. Erica. And I just remember, like, she was like, what are we going to do? I was like, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. And I got out of the car. This is pre-cell phone. And I'm like, it would be like if the quarterback called the huddle and he just didn't say anything. I had no plan. I just started walking and flagged down a trucker who jumped my car.
Oh, good idea.
But I mean, I was walking for like 10 minutes down a gravel road with no end in sight. There was nothing.
I wish I was in your head at that moment.
I was just like, but my face is always like, yeah, we're good. Chill out. You wait here in the horror movie. I'll go get abducted down there, and then we'll meet back up in this guy's lair. Yes. So anyway,
the skin wants its lotion
it
now.
really was a terror. Yes. All right.
Oh,
So
God.
Oh my God.
I don't know. We got off on some tangents.
That was really
Yes,
funny,
we
though.
did.
That
That's-
was good. That was good,
That's
though.
what this show.
That's what Friyaaaay's for.
Thank you.
That's what this show is about.
I'm going to take my hair down.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What hair company would this be sponsored by?
Herbal essences. Remember that in the 90s?
Oh yes.
I feel, and they were all making sexual orgasm
Yes,
noises.
and there was the one where the woman was in the bathroom on the plane.
Yeah, and she's
Remember-
like, ah, and you're like, okay.
Yes.
But they're not our sponsor. Positive Energy Campaign. Check them
Tell
out
me
on
more.
YouTube.
Tell
Yes.
us more.
Absolutely. How do we work Tory's hair shimmer into positive?
Because it was
energy?
getting positive energy.
Oh,
Well,
it was.
yes, it was getting positive energy, but there is an explanation for why your shampoo has also gone up. So check out that video
No
on Positive Energy
way.
Campaign on YouTube.
Fantastic. I would actually,
Subscribe.
I'm very interested in
Yeah.
that.
All right.
Because it is like very expensive now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to keep yelling statements at her, or do you want to do the show?
Okay, let's do the show.
All right, Tory. I'm going to come to you
Yes.
with this, just because I know that you're very, you feel
Yeah.
government. That is like what comes out of your pores. You love to read the New York Times and
Every
all.
day, baby.
All right, so Tory, Doge has decided that people need to show up in person, to verify that they are recipient deserving of Social Security. Tory, what problems do you see, if any, with this?
So many. First of all, if any of you are disabled or having
that might be an issue.
accessible issue and you don't feel comfortable getting up and having to prove yourself, which by the way was never a thing before, and you did put your money into Social Security, seems like it's your money. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. All in all, just keep your eyes and ears on Elon Musk and the Social Security issue. He wants to privatize it. He wants to privatize. 5 words. That's his plan. That's what he wants. He's not interested in having you keep it. He's interested in privatizing it and profiting from it. So please be aware. This is really, really scary. Both sides of the aisle. I'm not being a liberal. I'm not being a conservative. But Social Security is something that people rely on, especially.
It keeps 2/3 of our seniors out of poverty.
That's correct.
2/3.
2/3. And many of them are disabled or having trouble with accessibility. And to make it harder, to have hurdles, make it harder. It is inhumane.
This is
what
a
I would say.
physical hurdle they've put up, Erica.
Yeah.
She agrees with me.
I remember when we were, I guess maybe coming to the tail end of DBL, and it's so great. Our wonderful senior executive producer Michael Dean is here, and I didn't even send him the story because when it initially is it senior or just executive?
It's senior.
Whatever you guys say.
Senior.
Well, he's senior executive
Yes.
producer.
That's right.
He is, and I didn't even send him the story because 2 or 3 years ago. On a hot mic, sometimes with those Republican things, there's always an op in the audience that's recording under the table. And there was some small town congressperson that threw out the idea of taking people's Social Security, and there was almost a riot in there. And I was like, this is such a non-story. They're not going to touch Social Security. And here we are, less than 3 years later. I can't believe that they had the cojones to approach this subject. Like you said, not only
Why?
it's not only is it these people's money that they've put into it, it's also accrued interest for all of those years. If you retired in 1982, that's your money that's been sitting there accruing interest, and they're like, it's an entitlement. Where they do that at, Erica? All right, so I think we're in agreement. This stinks to high heaven. We need to fight.
You know what it is? It's musky.
There we go.
I remain unshocked by any of this.
You're just-
I
I've been.
think that's fair.
And it's not. That's the thing. It's not a lot of people are like in an "I told you so" moment. I said it, but I didn't tell you so. I said it. We've said a lot of things that are now coming to fruition. Like at this point, especially like my heart goes out to people who didn't support this manifesting in this way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For the people who did, I mean, if you FO or if you FA, you're gonna FO. Like that's just what it is.
Okay. And what, for anybody that doesn't know, what Erica just says is that if you F around, you might find out.
Thank
and
you
I think
so
that's,
much for that.
First of all, I
breakdown.
couldn't think of the last part of it.
I could tell you were like,
But that's going to make me actually skip over our next story, and I have a quiz for you guys.
Okay.
And this is a quiz by this guy.
okay.
You're just creating a quiz on the fly.
No, not on the fly,
Okay.
Erica. It's called prep. All right, this is what I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
For years now, maybe it comes from my love of hip hop, but I'm really into slang, and especially I like to see how language evolves. I like how like words like dope were big in the '80s and then was gone, and then just came back in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And so I've tried to keep up with slang, and I want to see if you guys have done the same.
okay.
Okay.
By the way, I will have already failed immediately.
I don't know. It depends on where the slang came from.
That's fair. I'm not the right
it's-
messenger for
it's
this.
Gonna be,
I feel like-
it's going to be a hodgepodge of Gen Alpha, which is like my son and daughter's age. We're going to have some Gen Z, some millennials. So let's kick it off with one I like. Erica, if somebody says the word salulu, what are they talking about?
A salute?
Can you say it slower?
Salulu.
Can you spell the word?
All right. SOLOULU.
Oh, SOL? Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
So delusional.
No, but that's close.
That is good.
That's really good.
That is good. I would accept that.
Tory, what do you say?
Say it one more time.
Salulu.
I think I'm in cahoots with you.
No.
I'm in Salulu with you.
Solidarity.
Is that not
It's
it?
very weird to just have you say, I'm in
I'm
Salulu.
I'm in Salulu with you.
I'm in Salulu
We
with you.
should've, like,
Is that not
both
it?
raised the fist. That is not it. It is a solution.
A Salulu.
Yes.
That seems like a problemo.
Erica, when would you use I wouldn't call it a phrase. When would you use the word 4K?
Wait, is it the number 4?
The number
4K.
4 and then K.
Oh, okay. I know this one.
When I'm talking about bandwidth?
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's right. I think it has to do with the camera level.
No, but we're talking about
Levels.
friends conversing.
Oh.
Yes.
In
we're not-
4K,
we
like
don't work,
high
this
def.
isn't a Best Buy convention.
Okay.
In 4K, like in high def?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it means like the real truth. Like
You're
I want
close. You're circling.
I want you to give me your real feelings right now, straight in my eyes, in 4K.
Okay. I mean, you could. The way I've heard it used, 2 different ways. Like I've heard it used like, oh, did you see, Mary's boyfriend at the bar holding hands with that other girl? Yeah, caught him in 4K. Like just like no doubt, like he did this. Or I've also heard like at a music festival, that dude was on something. He was in 4K.
Okay.
Like just because your eyeballs are big and yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I like that.
Let's do last one.
Okay.
Tory, if somebody texted you ICSY, what are they texting you?
Like
C,
I?
the letter I, C,
C.
the letter C, the letter S, the letter Y.
I see sigh.
Why would you ever text that to somebody, Tory?
I see sigh. Is it like I see?
It's an acronym.
Oh, in case someone yells.
Okay.
Jacob gave the saddest laugh. Did you hear him? You went,
Erica,
I can see you.
you are
Is that right?
no.
Oh,
No,
That's
but
good.
it's pretty close.
in case. No, okay. What is it?
I can't
stand you.
So it
Oh.
wouldn't be something that you'd normally text somebody you don't like. It would be like if Eric is making a funny joke and you'd be like, "Oh, you're making me laugh over here. I'm trying to like."
I can't stand you.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
that's good.
All right, good.
Wow,
Very good on
very
our
on
quiz.
fleek. I'm sorry.
No, hey, and that's the way to never have that segment again. Let's get to this because this is a story that Tory sent in.
Yeah.
So yes, so look alert.
Okay.
Do you want to introduce it? You got your phone out. You're panicked.
I'm not. I do want to tell you about this. So a really cool magazine.
By the
called-
way, you're on your phone the way when a girl goes, "Let me see your phone," and a dude's like, "Here you go," and he's deleting the whole message chunks. What do you think? Your girl's stupid. Oh yeah, you don't have any text messages from your coworker of 9 years? No, we never texted.
it was weird. We just sent letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fellas, come on.
So this is from Futurism, which is a really interesting e-zine, webzine, whatever. So it is
It'd
called
be a zine. Not
Zine?
zine. It's
Magazine?
short for magazine.
Oh, e-zine? I've always called it e-zine. Anywho, this is what it says. This is the title. Not great. Human intelligence is sharply declining. The benchmark. I'm not joking.
I read it in this e-zine.
Shut
How
up.
dare you?
Shut up. Human intelligence sharply declining. The benchmarks are not looking good. Okay. So they tracked young adults from the University of Michigan's Monitoring the Future study, which is awesome. By the way, go blue. And apparently we are down 41.5% in 2017 and 45.2% in 2012. Now, some people
Down
Down
what?
what?
Oh, I see.
Maybe you should have read this beforehand.
This is about how many people have actually read a book. So we're down from 30, now we're at 41, now we're at 42. They're also saying that people have brain rot, and mostly they're calling this a problem with the phone, but we've scored the lowest levels of numeracy, which means we're now lacking the ability to work with any numbers. A year prior, that number was 29%. Now we're at 34%.
Well, speaking of random numbers, Erica, what do you think about, first of all,
We're
a
getting
couple issues
dumber.
with that article.
We're getting way dumber by the benchmarks of a University of Michigan study.
But you didn't say the benchmarks. You just said we're dumber by 29 units. What does that even mean? First of all, Tory goes on these rogue dark web websites where you have to scroll past a bunch of weird ads. That's why it's taking so long.
It's so funny because Tory is so much like my mom in the idea, like my mother will start a sentence or start a story from the middle. And so by the time she gets to the end, I'm like, okay, can we rewind? Because who was there?
Yeah.
Like, it's just very like, this is what you need to know about the story. I get that, but I have no context to the story.
They're very true that they're saying Financial Times reports assessments show that people across age groups are having trouble concentrating. We're losing reasoning, problem solving, or as you say, solulus.
Yes.
And information processing skills, all facets of the hard to pin down metric that intelligence is supposed to measure. So we're losing in each one of those critical thinking skills.
I am not shocked. I know a lot of dumb mofos.
Whoa, whoa.
Erica, where do you think that comes from?
I honestly, I think a big part of it is there hasn't been, I remember starting school or like, making decisions about my life and my career. And it was very like I was made to feel like the world was competition and I had to figure out how to compete. And I feel like so many people haven't been they weren't prepared that way. And then we also were of an age where everything was, we went from analog to digital, but the generation below us are purely digital and they see very quick instant gratification. So it becomes, I don't need, and this isn't something to, you have to go to a 4-year prestigious university or anything. It's like just the ability to have a skill set. Like, I feel like a lot of people, and this isn't just an age thing, I feel like a lot of people feel that they are enough just being them
Wow.
without
yes.
doing anything else.
Like a Kim
And
Kardashian.
I love that for them. I wish I had that type of, if I had that type of
Chutzpah.
with my work ethic, I would be running the world. Like, honestly,
With that type
like
of confidence.
I
yeah.
would, yeah, because it is, that's just what it is. And as a result, there's a lot of people who know a lot, but it's a binge and purge. So they don't retain the information. And then there isn't a need to know things, like meaningfully needing to know things.
Right.
So I guess it's a lot to be like, I do know a lot of dumb mofos. That's the truth. Most people are not dumb mofos. Most people, yay! I think most people are trying to do their best in order to utilize what they have. But there has been a lack of currency on trying to get currency.
I mean, that's such a good point. I just have to add really quickly. I also think, and I do blame the phone for this, there's a lack of being bored. And there's something to be said about critical thinking and reasoning and imagination that comes when you don't have something in your hand constantly giving you creation, because what do you get? You get curious. And what you're really pointing at is like, they're not curious to actually learn anything. They just want to make money off of what they have. That's a shallow, basic, unfundamentally curious type of person. And I have to say, like, this phone, and I do it too, but it takes away my boredom. And if I had boredom, I'd probably have written 2 books by now. I mean, 3, really, because I would have had the time and I would have had the chutzpah and the impetus to do so. But instead, I get my dopamine fix from this dumb thing. And I hope you're watching on this thing. But do you know what I mean? The lack of boredom in this generation, and I'm not blaming it, but you have it all the time. You lack an idea of creating a foundation of interests.
Right. Well, I think there's 2 things to unpack, and it's something you said, Erica, was really resonated with me.
So did what I said too.
And what Tory said.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm smarter by 4 units. I will say this, Erica. You said that there are certain generations that think just being themselves is enough. Mm-hmm. That's enough of a skill set, and I totally agree with that. But also, don't totally blame that generation that's grown up with the phone, because if you think about how they've been rewarded, everything that you do, that you post, you get some of that dopamine via the heart. So it's like, got a new beach cruiser. Check it out, guys. Here's some likes. Made an apple pie. Here's some likes. 2 weeks to my birthday. You get likes for that. Yeah. So everything you've ever done or posted or said
it's
or
like
thought,
currency, like she said. Yeah.
A couple people will think, if not a lot of people, will be like, that was a crazy episode. 200 people agree it was a wild episode. They didn't comment on the episode. They didn't put out what specific part of the episode. They just said it. And so everything that they've ever done has been rewarded. So then when they show up in an interview, they're just like, Tory's here. Tory, showman from Instagram. So I think it's hard for people to understand that the world that's in their hand that takes up most of their time has nothing to do with any of the other humans around them. So
that's a good point. All 3 of us made like really beautiful points.
I think
all 3 of us, not just 2 people. 3.
How many brain units did we go up?
Oh, wow. I should have read the article better. I agree.
Well, we are running not short on time, but because I want to blab about this, and I know Erica does too.
Oh my gosh.
Tori's getting all the FOMO. Look how mad she is.
I'm just saying, like, if you guys were going to do that, you could have texted me that you guys were
whatever. Oh, what are you working 3 jobs? You can't watch a Netflix show that's the first thing on your queue?
Maybe tell me that I should be. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. So let's start with, there might be a little bit of a spoiler alert for the show.
Yes.
Temptation Island.
This is a spoiler alert, so we will give you a countdown while we yell at Tory for not having watched it. So if you have not seen Temptation Island, pause it right here, come back after you're done. There was a couple on Temptation Island. The gentleman's name was Brian.
Yes.
The man?
Yes.
Okay.
Brian.
Brian? Le
And-
français or no?
No.
Okay. So
Black guy named Brian.
Yes.
we should clip that. Was he French? No.
Breon is one of those names that could be very black, but also
French
very
woman.
high level French. Like, oh, this isn't. These
That
aren't
wasn't him.
mids.
Move on.
This is Breon.
Yeah.
And his partner Chantel.
Mm-hmm.
They came to the island briefly. You go to Temptation Island. They try and tempt you with hot people. That's the concept.
What a brilliant way to pitch it.
Breon caved, and he committed an act.
He made a 3-way call.
Yes.
What?
What do you think a 3-way call in the bathroom is?
What?
Yes.
What?
Okay, so yes.
So what is a 3-way call in the
A
bathroom?
threesome, Tory.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'm so sorry.
You're like an undercover cop that is noticed by the gang within moments.
Do you all have the
showing up.
drugs and the alcohol? Okay, I'm with you.
Can I buy the guns here?
Yes.
Are the firearms
Yes.
available?
So-
Okay, so he had a threesome in
A
the
3-way call.
Okay, a 3-way call
Yes.
in the bathroom.
Yes.
Yes. where
With 2 of the
players play.
temptress. Right.
Okay,
Yes.
keep going.
And
did Chantel find it?
she didn't like that. She didn't dig that. But she didn't end up jettisoning him.
Yes. So
Well said.
Thank you. So I will ask you, Erica.
yes.
Is there anything that is an extinction level event for the relationship that should cross for everybody, or is it just different? Some people can forgive infidelity. Some
Okay.
people
All
can't.
right. Okay. I have been waiting to talk about Temptation Island and Breon and Chantel. I have been speaking about it to myself because I was home alone all weekend and I could not believe what was happening before my eyes. Okay. Chantel and Breon were introduced to each other in church. Okay. People like Breon are the reason why I do not go to organized religion anymore. Because if I want to meet the devil, I can go so many other places. I do not have to go to church.
The
Okay.
devil.
Like, this man was the most gaslighting individual I have ever seen. Not only did he have a 3-way call with 2 other women, the temptress, single temptress in the villa, but he then goes on to justify it, saying, well, she'll be okay with it because it was 2 women, not 1. So it wasn't like he was cheating on her.
Tory, and he
it
was
wasn't
dead
intimate.
serious.
He
The more the
said,
merrier.
he said that he flat out said, it's okay because she's going to forgive me and take me back, which she did.
She
Yes.
did?
He came up with so many reasons and so many, like, I have never seen an active gaslighting situation like that.
Wow.
On her end, because people are like, Chantel, stand up. And I'm thinking the same thing. But I'm like, homegirl's been programmed.
Sure.
She has been
brainwashed.
programmed. And the one thing that he said that I want to just explain to you, she's going to forgive me because she is a, quote, good woman. And that, my friends, is full circle in terms of what we've been talking about. It is this idea that as a woman, you have to be a Chantel because Chantel is on paper. First of all, she's a gorgeous, gorgeous young lady. She clearly has something going on for herself. But unfortunately, Chantel has been programmed that her role in life is to get this man. She met this God-fearing man in church.
Jeez Louise.
He was brought to her divinely. Child, that was the devil, okay? And when that girl said that he's being open and honest or something to that effect, I was just trying to get him to voice his emotions. I think he spread his emotions all over that bathroom.
Right. And we have the black light to prove it.
Like, so I felt really bad. I know she's getting dragged. She's getting dragged worse than the man on social media.
That's what I was going to ask you about. What do you think about that?
She is getting dragged because women are, first of all, Chantel, we were all rooting for you.
We were rooting for
But
you.
also, I'm still rooting for her because I hope that clearly she has some self-esteem issues, deep ones. But also, she's not solely responsible for those self-esteem issues. I really do believe that she is a level of woman that has been programmed to believe that she is less than, and
doesn't
her
deserve
value is determined by doing the ultimate thing, getting the ring, walking down the aisle, having the husband, and having the babies. That is how her life is determined because the only thing she was worried about is that it wasn't going to derail them getting moved in and derail the man that she thought that she was going to marry. She came up with every excuse for this man. And honestly, it was super sickening to watch. I just feel bad for the girl. But I think a lot of people were triggered because they either were, are, or know a Chantel.
So let me ask you something. Has there been a reunion?
No, and that's the thing.
Oh, God.
Netflix, what's up? They brought Love is Blind, or they did Love is Blind reunion. Now that Temptation Island's on Netflix, they should have a Temptation
Because
Island
I would be
reunion.
interested in seeing the reaction on this because it must have been a whole group of women who are just like, this Chantel thing must have become a social point, a turning point.
They don't, the other couples aren't shown, like you don't see them together. So at the end, it's just the couples coming together. So it's not like they had the other women got together and had.
No,
some
I mean
the
viewers. I mean, this must have been a social.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a turning point for.
Yeah,
that's a big moment in that TV show.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean, I
Wow.
wasn't shocked because she, to me, was giving indications all along that like she is not going to leave that man.
Right. I think for me, and like I said, I'm coming from a background. I'm no saint. I've cheated before. I'm embarrassed about that. It's something that it's one of my biggest regrets in life. And it's interesting because when I watched
Thank
those
you for
guys,
saying that. So on it.
oh my goodness, yeah. You know what's interesting is the women he had the threesome with,
Three-way call.
smoke shows. Like 8.5, 9. Like your dream.
Now you rating the woman.
No. I'm just saying. Look, they're very attractive.
They were very attractive
Very
women.
your dream scenario, and I just remember like looking at him and looking at his face, and there's a face that, and I'm not standing up for him, but there's a face that a guy makes when he realizes that all the stories he thinks are so cool are disgusting, and I hope that he had that moment.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Have you seen his TikTok?
No.
No, he
Eric,
definitely
I was
did not.
trying to go to
I
bat
was like,
for him.
very sweet of you, Al. No, this man, because
Well, it happened to me.
But here's the thing, and were there consequences for you?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing. When there aren't any consequences, then there's no reason to learn. And essentially, that's the lesson she's going to have to learn. Because when she learns it, it's going to be 3 babies outside of their relationship. It's going to be, I brought this disease home to you. It's going to be, it happened in our bed. It's going to be all of the things that are going to
Anything you'd find in the Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen because he goes on the day after he did it and said, I don't have any regrets because had I not done it, I wouldn't have known that it's not for me.
He really said that, Tory.
He said it.
Wow.
This
watch
was
it
so
tonight.
fascinating to me. Like such a social experiment. I binged it and my husband was out of town. I am not making him because I was like, I talked about it so much. He's like, well, should I watch it or are you just going to tell me what happened? And I was like, we got to watch it.
Right.
So we are watching it again because it is just that like, what is happening?
Wow.
Right.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
compelling TV, man.
Crazy.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it is crazy that he knew it was being filmed. I think we'll leave it there.
Did you see him look though? Because he looked like, where are the cameras? Might I be able to like, bruh, you have already been caught in what?
A 3-way call.
4K.
Oh.
That was your chance. I thought, Erica, that was the sneaky best part of the whole show is Tory. There's clearly a night cam, and it's him standing in the doorway of the bathroom in which the girls are already inside.
So it's at night.
And yes, and he's just like looking around like, can anybody see me? He doesn't realize that he is on the biggest camera and in everybody's living room on the biggest screen, looking like. Guess who's getting away with? Do you think they didn't think about the bathrooms, bro?
They can turn the lights off?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't get it. No, that's kind of the point of the
When
show.
he came out and he goes, oh, it's daylight.
Oh.
It went that long.
Oh my God.
The birds are chirping, man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
And with that, with a good old fashioned Jeez Louise for Erica Cobb and Tory Shulman, I've been Al Jackson. We appreciate you guys tuning in and showing us love every week here on Daytime Talk After Dark. Shout out to our night owls.
Hoot hoot.
Have a good weekend.